Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new WBA Super Featherweight Champion of the world. It is, of course, Mr. Lamont Roach Jr. Lamont, welcome to the show, my man.
Hey, man, thank you for having me, man. It's an honor.
Hey, it's an honor. The honor's mine. So, first question, Lamont, has it sunk in yet? World champion?
It has, but it hasn't. World champion, man. It's definitely not getting old. It's definitely not getting old. I love hearing it. And when I think about it, it's just amazing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I remember you first stepping foot on the world scene back in 2019 against the then WBO world champion, Jamel Herring. Going from my memory, and I haven't seen the fight since I was watching it live at the time, but if my memory serves me right, you had him hurt in the 11th round.
Yes, I did. Hurt very bad.
That was it. And then the round came at a good time for him. Obviously, Lamont, you lost that fight then. Do you think that opportunity back then just came around too quickly for you? What was the reason?
I think it just wasn't my time. That's like, to keep it short. If I would have won, of course, definitely, we'd take it. But maybe it just wasn't my time. I think there's definitely things I could have done to, better further my chances to win. Maybe if I would have started earlier, I would have hurt him earlier, and maybe we could have, stopped him or worn him down, given that he was the older fighter and things like that.
And since that loss, obviously you bounce back with 4 wins. Then this opportunity arises to fight Hector Luis Garcia. It was 4 years to the month since that Herring fight. You were the underdog. You upset the odds. Talk me through the fight, my man.
Yeah, I definitely was the underdog, and I get it. He's the champ. Sports betting is a little, you know what I'm saying? It is. They seen me lose on, you know what I'm saying, when I was on the world stage. They seen me lose to Jamel. Jamel was a southpaw. Hector's a southpaw. So I guess they factored in those things, to make me the underdog. But I never, that underdog mentality gave me the upper hand, but I never once thought that Hector was a better fighter than me or could do anything in the ring better than me. And maybe, I don't know if he underestimated me or if he felt the power early in the fight, but going into that fight, man, I had full confidence, as I always do, but I definitely went in there with the mindset of taking it to him and taking the fight, because to me, he just wasn't as good as me skillfully, and he definitely doesn't have as much will as me.
And describe the feeling, if you can, of finally becoming a world champion. I know that you haven't necessarily had it easy, especially after the Herring fight. You kind of disappeared. You weren't super duper active. You weren't necessarily fighting on the top of bills. So yeah, just tell me about that moment, finally hearing and the new.
Man, finally hearing and the new it just meant so much to me. I was overflowed with emotions. Like, every single emotion was running through my body, man. I was so happy. It was so joyful hearing that. Because I worked my way up the first time to a title shot, to number 1 contender. And with that setback, I did the same exact thing. Worked my way up, whether it was behind the scenes. COVID had hit after that fight as well, so it slowed things down. But I stayed steady and kept my nose down and kept grinding. I just embraced every single bit of all the hard work I put in.
And I thought you boxed very well. I thought your jab was brilliant. I thought you outboxed Garcia. And at times of exchanges, you came off best most of the time. However, there was still some controversy. You won by split decision. That was a bit surprising. And of course, you dropped Garcia in the final round. And then, unbelievably, that knockdown won you the fight according to the scorecards at the end. What was your reaction to finding that out, that you needed that knockdown?
It was, like you said, very surprising. I didn't think that the fight was that close. I can't wait to watch it again. To watch it, because I haven't seen it yet. They haven't showed it on Showtime or anything like that, so I haven't seen the fight. But in the ring, I definitely didn't think it was that close. And you know what? My dad was actually preaching to me in the corner that You do not know how these judges are scoring. You are the B-side. That's their fighter. He's the champ. So make sure you take it to him every single round.
Yeah, and that advice was golden because, like I say, I feel like the judges were giving Garcia rounds just because he was walking forward. That's what we see a lot of judges unfortunately do. But yeah, the knockdown itself has also caused some debate. Some people felt that the punch was actually to the back of Garcia's head and therefore shouldn't have been ruled a knockdown. What's your view on that?
Well, I know people don't have the time to go look at it in slow motion or whatever, but I hit him on the side of his head. So there's angles where you see the tip of my glove hitting like the back of his head, but you got to think he threw a jab, and at the same time, I threw a lead left hook, and his jab is on my left hook side. So as he stepped in, I hit him as he was jabbing. So it was kind of a weird angle. And the punch was definitely not intentionally to the back of the head. But I hit him on the side of his head, like on top of his ear, kinda, and it just, flowed back to the back of his head because of the way he was leaning in. So that's how that happened. And he was hurt. You can see it. Like he wasn't trying to, disagree with the referee and say, hey, that wasn't a knockdown or anything. It was a good shot, and a good shot put him down due to him, coming in with a jab, and I was timing it.
Yeah, and like I say, to be honest, I don't feel like you needed to knock him down to win the fight. It just so happened that the judges had it like that. Two guys who we've had on the podcast in the last few weeks had come on and hoped you'd win your fight. Jamel Herring being one of those, he wanted you to win. Obviously, he would love to have the rematch. Albert Bell as well wanted you to win. He hoped that whoever out of the two of you becomes champion first will give the other guy a shot. But the question is, what do you want to do now? You're the champ, you call the shots.
I want to start off by saying, I appreciate those guys because if they were in the same situation, I would, I would be for them too. So I appreciate those guys. Those are solid guys. We just happen to fight the same weight. So what I'd like to do, I'd like to defend at home, show that I am a household name at home, just to raise my stock. And because, I'm a free agent. So I want to give the promoters a reason even more reason, because I am the champ, but to show that I can sell as well, because at the end of the day, this is a business. So I want that for sole purpose. And then after that home title defense, I want to unify. I want to unify for sure. So either it doesn't matter which champion wants to unify. I want to unify and make the big fights and give the fans the best fights possible.
And they say the hardest part of winning a world title is keeping hold of it. I'm sure your lifelong dream was to win one. What's the next goal? How easy or difficult will it be to continue with the same level of hunger going forward, Lamont?
Oh, man. See, that's the thing. That's the thing I think Hector Garcia got caught up with is being champ, and his hunger died, especially after he fought Gervonta for all that money. You know what I'm saying? He probably got comfortable. He probably overlooked me and probably didn't train as hard. So, whatever the case may be, I know that won't ever happen to me. My hunger will never die because I always want to be the best. I'm so competitive. And I want to show that I'm the best at 130, and I think my goal is to be a unified. My next goal is to be a unified world champ. Definitely, my next goal is to be a unified world champ, and then my next goal after that is to be a 2-division world champ.
I think that's some fantastic goals that you're setting yourself there. There's an old saying in boxing, Lamont, and it's, 20 fights to learn and 20 fights to earn. And I think now it's time for you to start earning. I think you've done the learning part. You're the first person that I've interviewed this December. Every year we have a rule on the podcast. Everyone I interview in the month of December, I have to ask what's on their Christmas wish list in a realistic world. What do you want 2024 to bring your boxing career? And I'm happy that I'm asking this question to you because I think it's a very fitting question.
Yeah. A realistic Christmas wish list. The number one is, like you said, to earn. This is a life changing moment for me, man. And you know, like I said, it's a business, and the pay is going to definitely be different. I want to set myself up, you know, for financial stability, as I've been doing. But you know what I'm saying? It's life changing now. So I have a son, and I just want him to enjoy the fruits of my labor as well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, my friend. That really is lovely. So it's about making some money next year, being able to set yourself up. You haven't really named anyone sort of by name that you want to fight that's on your hit list. Is there any names at all? I know you said.
Oh, I can clear that up for you right now.
Okay.
I want to fight Foster. I want to fight Navarrete, or I want to fight Cordina.
Okay, that's
and one of those in 2024. One of them in 2024.
Absolutely.
Either or, it doesn't matter. No specific order, but one of them in 2024 for sure.
And there's no actual beef with any of those three, though.
Yeah, no, I don't know them, and they don't know. I know Shock. He's cool. I know Shocky Foster. He's cool. He congratulated me on the win, and I've known him since the amateurs. I've been boxing, and he's been boxing in the amateurs. We've been seeing each other across multiple tournaments and stuff like that. So, you know, he was always a pretty good fighter.
Okay, man, that's cool. And my last real question for you, Lamont, and I've purposely not given you any notice. I wanted to kind of put you on the spot a little bit. Favorite UK fighter? I like to ask this to everyone that we speak to from overseas. It can be of all time. You can give me a guy that retired 10 years ago if you want. But who springs to mind?
Prince Nassim, number one. He's one of my favorite fighters.
That is the most popular answer. Almost everyone says that.
Yeah. But he's one of my favorite fighters. Period. If you ever go see an interview and they ask me who are like my top 5 favorite boxers, he's definitely in my top 5 every single time.
What did you like most about the Prince, Lamont?
He mastered his awkward style and used his punching power to his advantage, because he knocked a lot of guys out with that silly, you know, herky-jerky move and all that. He was so dominant at that one weight class, and, you know, he was a beast.
Yeah, he absolutely was. And like I say, a lot of people say that. It's a really popular answer. But listen, Lamont, I just want to say it's been a real pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for your time. Congrats again on that brilliant win, and we'll speak again in the future for sure. You take care.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the love. Thanks for having me.